What up, comic book fam? Happy new comic book day, January 19th, 2022. Once again, we disrespected the 10 book limit, but I have never been so disrespectful to the limit. It's never been more of a sham, but there were so many books this week that I just had to get. Let's jump right into it. Starting with DC Comics, as always, we've got Nightwing 88 from my homie Tom Taylor. I follow the writers that I love, and Tom Taylor's one of those writers. Been enjoying Nightwing since '78 and looking forward to jumping back in. Still with DC Comics, we've got Catwoman 39. I continue to buy these covers for Jenny Frison, but I will eventually read it. Just haven't got to it yet. Still with DC Comics, we've got Superman Son of Kal-El number 7. I am a big fan of Tom Taylor again, and sticking with him on most of his books. And this one's been enjoyable enough for me to stick around and see what Jonathan Kent is all about. Still with DC Comics, we've got Looney Tunes 264. I've been trying to get my daughter into comic books. Eventually, I'll try and get my son into it, but I've been buying her every Looney Tunes when they come out, and here we are with another one for her. Can't wait to give it to her. All right, that's it for DC. Moving on to Marvel Comics, we've got Moon Knight number 7. This is one of my favorite books going right now. Definitely my favorite Marvel book going. Really loving what Jed McKay's doing with this, loving the throwbacks to West Coast Avengers, and really interested in where this story is going to go. I am super excited for Moon Knight on Disney Plus coming up this March. Cannot wait to get me a Marvel show going again. I really love having one of those week to week. Oscar Isaac's a great actor, and I'm really looking forward to see what he does with this character. Apparently it's going to be something like Memento, which was a really interesting movie from back in the day. So cannot wait for this series, and I cannot wait to get back in on the comic book. And then I had to get that B cover from Raza. I ordered these online because I thought that maybe it would be scarce on New Comic Book Day, but there seemed to be plenty of them. So the cover wasn't as hot as I thought it would be, but I did like this cover, so I had to go ahead and add it to the list. Next up, we've got Silk number 1 from Marvel Comics. And I bought the last Silk series, and I enjoyed it. It wasn't the best, but I really did like it. I liked the character. I thought it was funny as like there really can't be too many Spider-Man characters apparently, because I like so many of them. But I was reluctant to jump in on another Marvel number 1, but when I got in the store, man, I just couldn't leave it sitting there. So here we are. Next up from Marvel, we've got Amazing Spider-Man 85. Now, I've been way more interested in this story with Ben Reilly than I was with Nick Spencer run, and so I'm sticking in with it here. I don't know if I have it in me to jump in on a new number 1 when John Romita Jr. starts again, but we'll see how it goes. Still with Marvel Comics, we've got Strange Academy number 15. This was one that I jumped in on way late. I bought the trade for number 1 and number 2 trade, and then I've been buying the books that come after that, even though I haven't finished the trades yet. But I've been enjoying Scotty Young as a writer. There's been a lot of hype in the comic book community about this book, so it's been enough for me to definitely jump in on it. Another one that I ordered online, but there was one left in the store, so I grabbed this Venom number 4 Amazing Spider-Man 300 homage cover from, I think, Yarden. I'm a sucker for these, as you know. I love these things, so I did buy some of these online because I really thought there wouldn't be any in the shop when I got there. There was one in the shop, so I went ahead and grabbed it. I am not reading Venom, so this was purely a cover horror buy, but I'm really excited to get these, and I'm definitely going to slab some of them. Moving on to Aftershock Comics, we've got Almost American number 4. Now, I've fallen behind on this one because I've been waiting for one of the books to come from Things from Another World, but they finally shipped my order after 12 days of processing, so I will be getting that soon and catching up on this one, but I am enjoying it. Next up from Ablaze, we've got Animal Castle number 2. Now, I'm embarrassed to say that I did grab the number 1. I was lucky to find one for a cover price. I just haven't got around to reading it, but George Orwell is my guy. The sort of wealth distribution arguments are kind of my thing. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be something I enjoy when I finally do get to it. Next up, Crimson Cage number 2. I really enjoyed the first one on this one, kind of a Macbeth meets WWE kind of thing. I really am interested in the behind the scenes stuff with wrestling, and I love it when the I don't watch wrestling, but if a wrestler is on YouTube talking about the behind the scenes stuff that happened back in the day, I'm always interested in what they're talking about. And that was really what drew me to this book, so looking forward to jumping back in. Still with AWA Upshot, we've got Out number 4. Now, I know a lot of people dropped this one after the first one, but I really love this book and how it feels and the pace of it and just everything about it so far. So I am not saying it's the best read ever, but it's definitely in my wheelhouse. I like the vampire feel to it, and I really like the World War II setting. So looking forward to jumping back in on this one. Moving on to Boom Studios, Tom Taylor once again, 7 Secrets is back. It was my number 1 book of the week. Was really looking forward to jumping back in on this one. So many questions still left unanswered. So we've got the big betrayal to deal with. So really excited to jump back in with Tom Taylor here. And I couldn't help but grab the B cover from Ken Lashley. I really like his art, I really like his style, and I really liked this cover, so couldn't leave it on the shelf. Next up, Image Comics, we've got Primordial number 5. This is another one I've been waiting on because of my Things from Another World Order has one of my books, but once I get that, I will be jumping back in on this one. But Jeff Lemire is one of those writers that's risen to the top of my list. He's one of the guys that I follow now, and I'm really looking forward to jumping in on what he's doing here with Primordial. Next up, King Spawn number 6. I love King Spawn. I love the Spawn universe. It's not the best at everything, but it's really good, and it's really fun 90s kind of feel to it a lot of times for me. And I really identify with Al Simmons, the Spawn character. So looking forward to jumping back in on this one with Sean Lewis writing it. Next up from Image Comics, we've got Bolero number 1. This was one that my shop had as the pick of the week, and it's been getting a little buzz around it. So I was buying so many books. I said, screw it, let me go ahead and buy another number 1 and see if I like it. So we'll see what happens. Next up from Image Comics, we've got A Righteous Thirst number 4. I read the first 2 on this one, and then I haven't read the third one yet because another one I'm waiting on my pre-order. So waiting on that to get in, but looking forward to jumping back in on this one, largely told through the art. I have not been all in on this one, so when I do get this one, 3 and 4 might be make or break, but we'll see how it goes. Still with Image Comics, we've got Silver a Coin number 8. Now, not all of these have been bangers, but I've been interested enough in the concept of it to stick along with it. It reminds me of an old Friday the 13th, the TV series on show that I really enjoyed, where this team was trying to get these cursed artifacts back. Now in this book, there's only one cursed artifact, and it's this coin, but it's the same concept, and I really like that concept. So looking forward to jumping back in with number 8. All right, and then still with Image Comics, we've got Time Before Time number 9. This is one that's been really under the radar with a lot of folks, but I've been really enjoying it. Another one I'm behind on because I'm waiting on that pre-order that's in the mail now, but looking forward to jumping back in on this one. I really like Tetsuo, the main character. I like this sort of Looper World, the movie from Bruce Willis that's been set up here. Looking forward to jumping back in on this one. All right, as far as read of the week, you already know it was number 1 on my top 10 New Comic Book Day preview. That's going to be 7 Secrets from Tom Taylor. I have been missing this one. It's been on hiatus for a while, and it left us with a cliffhanger, a betrayal, and so many questions unanswered. So cannot wait to see what Tom Taylor's going to do with that one. As far as cover of the week, there was a lot of banger covers, but the best one that I was able to grab this week is definitely Catwoman from Jenny Frison. I love her style, love the smoothness of it, and I've never seen a cover from her that I didn't like. So excited to add this one to the list and calling it my cover of the week that I was able to get for sure. But you probably had a better read of the week, a better cover of the week. Drop down below, let me know what you got going on this week. I'm always interested in what y'all got going on because I might be excited about it too. So definitely let me know what's up. But that's all I got for you this time. Until next time, peace, comic book fam.
It may get bigger, it may get a little bigger, it may not get bigger at all. We'll see what happens. But regardless of what happens, we're totally prepared.